I used to wake up approximately 5 minutes before I needed to leave the house for work, scrape my hair back, roll a joint, and call it a morning. If you told me that the morning routine that I now have is now the favourite part of my day, like 8 months ago, I would have actually laughed in your face. But honestly, it changed everything for me. I owe it my life. It's now my favourite part of the day, and today I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do, why it works, and how it's helped me become the most calmest and confident version of myself. Disclaimer, I'm going to be honest and put my hands up and say I don't do this every morning. Sometimes I have to be up and out of the house by 5 a.m., so on them days it's just not feasible. But this routine makes me feel 10 out of 10 and gives me the best mental clarity that I've ever had. So if honestly I could do it every day of the week, I absolutely would. Let's get into it. So the first thing that I do when my alarm goes off is I get up, I get dressed, and I leave the house. I either go for a walk or a run. Much more recently, I felt a lot more enthusiastic about things and I have been able to go for runs much more. I only go for about 25 minutes. I can manage about 5k in that time. But even when I don't feel like it, instead I'll force myself to go for a walk. But getting out of the house first thing is a number one crucial step for me. Running gives me such a dopamine and energy boost, like actually scientifically. It reduces cortisol, increases your dopamine, and also improves your mood and memory. Like I've said, for me, it's not just about the exercise, it's the act of actually getting outside. As soon as I step outside, whatever the weather, I feel more grounded. Don't get me wrong, on some days I absolutely want to hit snooze and roll over for another few hours of sleep. I don't always want to get up, but I force myself. And once I'm outside, I have never ever once regretted it. Something that I often do is just tell myself, oh, I'll just go out for 5-10 minutes, that's it. And then when I'm out there, I'm actually enjoying myself much more than what I thought I would be. So I end up staying out for the full half an hour or even just carry on walking for an hour. So my number one thing that I would recommend to you is get outside, whether it's a walk or run, or maybe even you're doing some yoga in your garden, just get outdoors. So once I get home, I'm either sweaty and I smell, or I'm soaking wet because it's been raining because I live in Scotland and that's the weather all the time here. I go for a shower and do my skincare. Okay, as someone who never washed their face and hardly ever brushed their teeth, prioritizing skincare as a micro habit was a life changing factor for me. And I know that sounds disgusting, and it is, but I just didn't care about myself before. But honestly, it goes so much deeper than just being about looks. When you take care of yourself like that, especially first thing in the morning, your brain links it with safety, confidence, and worth. It gives you a natural dopamine hit and also sends signals to your nervous system that we're good. So give up the excuse that you don't have enough time in the mornings. It doesn't have to be a full fresh pamper routine. It literally is just a few things. Wash your face, moisturize, brush your teeth, and I promise you'll feel like a whole new person. If you don't already do this already, I'm sure the majority of you do, but please don't judge me for not doing this in the past. I just didn't. I can't. Right now, I couldn't go back to that. You actually couldn't pay me enough money in the world to go back to that. It's crazy to me that I lived my life like that just like 8 months ago. I actually think I would feel so horrible if I didn't brush my teeth in the mornings now. I actually can't believe I'm admitting this. Anyway, step two, skincare shower, take care of yourself. I just quickly wanted to say that my skin has never looked better, and not just because I've started washing my face. I also owe this brand my life. It's called the Glow Hub, and I actually came across it in TK Maxx. I was just happened to be looking in there. They've got a really big skincare section, and I didn't know what to get a few months ago. And I just happened to buy these products, and now every time I've nipped in there, I found a new product from that brand, purchased it, and been even more blown away. Honestly, they have me looking like a glazed donut. My skin has never been more glowy and hydrated and dewy. It is beautiful. Okay, so once I've got myself sorted and showered, skincare done, I'm dressed, I then tidy the mess that I've left behind because guarantee your girl is messy when she's getting ready. But no, I make sure to just give my room a quick tidy and also make my bed. Not only does it make me feel productive in the day, but it's also just so nice coming into a nice, clean, tidy room. Little bits of clutter here and there, it's just given chaos, it's given stress, and it will literally increase your cortisol. So just take a few minutes to have that mental and physical reset and just tidy up your space. Okay, so if you've not already clicked off when I said I went for a run first thing in the morning, then you might just click off here. But the next thing I do is repeat my affirmations to myself in the mirror. And yes, I know it sounds cringe, but just looking into your own eyes and telling yourself how beautiful you are literally creates new neural pathways in your head, whether you believe it or not. Your brain literally cannot tell a difference between what's real and what's not. So when you pair these words with emotions and the repetition, it literally rewires your brain. You might know that you're lying, but your brain doesn't. It believes exactly what you feed it. Some days I feel good saying it, and some days I feel ridiculous. But I do it anyway. I always show up. The next part of my morning routine is my meditation. Now, I probably only brought this into my morning routine properly about 3 months ago. I always knew the benefits of meditation, but I just felt like it was never for me. I used to think that my mind would never ever shut up, so what was the point of me even doing it anyway? But in reality, that's when I needed it most. When I was first starting out, I did do guided meditations because I find it a lot easier to concentrate specifically on someone's voice, but now I just stick to doing it silent. I'm up to doing about 20 minutes now, but it was not always this way. I literally only sat for about 1 to 2 minutes before, and still that was so hard for me. So if you're sitting there thinking that you can't sit still for 20 minutes, you don't have to. Start with one, move on to two the next week, and then three the next week. Even slow amounts like this is enough to rewire your brain and regulate your nervous system. You know what? I actually think now, because I'm just a calmer individual, that 2 minutes that I did before when I was in my hectic, crazy, manic state was probably a lot more beneficial than it is me now doing 20. Your nervous system doesn't need perfection, it just needs to know that it's safe. A moment of stillness, to breathe, to pause, to calm is exactly what you need first thing in the morning. The last thing that I do as part of my morning routine is journal. I'll read you the prompts that I've been using at the moment. Now, I do review these kind of weekly, but I don't always feel the need to change them, but sometimes I do. But these are the ones that I've been using at the moment. I've got 5 here. So, what do I want to believe about myself today? What limiting belief might creep in, and what will I replace it with? What am I grateful for in my healing right now? If I did just one thing today for future me, what would that be? And what micro habit will bring me closer to my most aligned, peaceful self? And once I've done all them things, I then finally allow myself to grab my phone, go and put the kettle on, and get myself some breakfast. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but I don't go on my phone in the morning. Well, no, I don't go on social media in the morning. I do obviously turn my alarm off, and I also use my phone when I go out for a run because I like to log it. But apart from that, it's on airplane mode, do not disturb. I do not go onto it properly. I used to wake up, grab my phone, and scroll through TikTok first thing in the morning. And I actually used to think it was great because it would wake me up more, so I'd be less likely to roll over and go back to sleep. But here's the thing, when you go on your phone, especially social media, first thing in the morning, it literally floods your brain with overstimulation before it's fully awake. So no wonder it helped me wake up. But it was not a good thing. Your brain goes from a calm subconscious state to full-blown reactive mode, and that sets the tone for the day. Anxiety, distractions, comparison, you name it. You're basically giving your energy up to the outside world before you've even had the chance to check in with yourself in the mornings, which is why I like to stay offline for at least the first hour, sometimes more, of the day. So it's not about fitting everything in and having the most productive morning routine, it's actually more important sometimes what you don't do. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for being here. I honestly feel a little bit vulnerable sharing this morning routine because it's what's given me my life back. Actually, scrap that. It's not what's given me my life back. It's given me a life a million times better than what I've ever had before. You don't have to change everything overnight. Start small. Just pick one thing from this video that you think will make you feel good and build from there. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope this gave you even a tiny little bit of inspiration to start showing up for yourself. If you are on your healing and your glow up journey as well, you're not alone. And I'll see you in the next video.